Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome back to DIY Mississippi Filmworks. Yeah, had to think for a second there. It's wrestling. This don't go on the Ass Hack channel. I got a mask on. You just can't tell because I'm filming. And I'm behind the camera. This is Bleeding Was Only Half the Job. The unofficial rise and fall of Extreme Pro Wrestling by Jonathan Barber. Alright. Quick little history of this. Back 2003 or 4, I can remember various forums I was posting at, wrestling forums I was posting reading at. This guy would pop up. It's like Puro LaRusso. He had a weird posting handle. And his whole thing was he was obsessed with XPW. He was writing a book. He knew how to get in touch with anybody who worked for XPW. And at the time, I didn't for XPW. You know, I'd seen at the time little clips here and there, but never even watched it. But we're going to skip ahead. We're going to skip ahead to 2007. Probably about 2007. Yeah. I am on Amazon or DVD Empire, probably Amazon. And I said I'm going to order that W Wrestling Society X box set for it because I print. I also see that people bought this also, but they had really cheap. Whoa, shit. Really cheap XPW TV seasons 1, seasons 2 and 3 for like $5. And by adding into that the WSX set, it would make it where I got free shipping. So I ain't that long. Or I started watching the show. I'm like, holy shit, this is actually entertaining as fuck. Skip ahead another couple of years. I see Jon Barber posted again in a couple of different places. And by this time, I'd met Luke Hawk, so I told him, I was like, hey, you know, I do know Luke barely, a little bit. You know, do you want any information? And he gave me a few questions he wanted me to ask Luke. I don't remember if I ever asked Luke all of them. And it turns out I either talked to Luke or watched a bunch of shoots. So what happened was, earlier in 2021, Jonathan had been talking about doing this book for years. And pieces of it got popped up online, but like never more than a chapter or two. Earlier sure he passed away. God was really young, dude. He's like 35, 36 years young. But he'd been telling everybody that it's going to come out in 2024 on the date, the 25th anniversary of the first XPW show. And he even told somebody, this is kind of odd, even if I'm dead by then, the book will come out. And also, Jonathan Barber's dead. Book comes out. It's Amazon, Create Space, whatever you want to call it. Look at the back here. Jonathan Barber, 87 through 2021. There's old Jonathan on the right there. Terry from Carolina. See that sparkle? Did you see that sparkle? There's a little bit of glitter in this cover. I don't know why. John was a world-renowned pro wrestling referee and researcher. He gave it his all with this retrospective. Please enjoy and continue to support independent wrestling. Read about the rise and fall of the most controversial independent wrestling promotion to ever exist. The unofficial story is told by some of those who lived through this insanity. The story isn't for the faint of heart, but for fans and critics of the late Extreme Pro Wrestling organization. Names discussed: Rob Black, Shane Douglas, New Jack, Sabu, and many more. The triumph, the tragedy, the redemption. Extreme Pro Wrestling was launched in 1999, led by adult film mogul Rob Black. Utilizing a wide variety of names from Big Dick Dudley to Shane Douglas, the gritty underground company would reach unprecedented heights and form a niche never seen before or since. Get the unofficial inside scoop on the good, the bad, the ugly, and the shocking retrospective. So, the cover, I hate this cover because it's too plain. There needs to be something here to break this up. Look, it shows everything. But the book is not bad. There's 11 chapters. The first chapter and a little bit of the second one are the ones that have been around, but I want to point out something. Because I get the feeling that his plan was to just publish this online. Because, where was it? And it goes in all the history. I mean, a lot of this stuff was not. A lot of it wasn't. A lot of it comes from, because a lot of people refuse to talk to him because they didn't want to talk about XPW without getting paid. A lot of it does come from shoot interviews with various people. I'm trying to find it. But what I'm saying, you could tell it was originally meant for publishing online because in some of these you'll see like text will be instead of like, you know, it's just plain black text on it. It's gray and it looks like a hyperlink. You know, like you're on a web page and I click this to go there. You know, that's what it looks like. Listen to all the domain names and different stuff for the XPW, different websites and fans. Here it is. Here, look. See that right there? On my thumb, that's a. And then past Philip Kennedy, it's a hyperlink. The other thing drawback to this, and I don't know, I guess maybe he was still working on this part, who knows, is there's only 2 pictures in the entire thing. There's that one picture, Rob Black, John in the middle, and then Lizzie Borden on the right. And then Rob Black and Lizzie Borden's lawyer, Louis Sirkin, with Jonathan Barber. That is the only pictures in this entire damn book. And it is only, that's the thing, they don't list. There's no, let me see. Open it, that's how thick this thing is. It's not very thick. Not a bad little book. I'll say this, the stuff Rob Black. Luke Hawks talks about in here is stuff that I've asked him about or people have, and he tells the exact same story, so I'm believing him. I'll give Luke, hey, he's made himself a career as a wrestler and a stunt man. He's got his issues. He's got a temper. And he's usually with the other wrestlers and shit, he's usually a fairly straight shooter. He's not going to pull some shit on you. Usually. How's it going, Socorro? Sorry that happened to you, sir. But, yeah. The thing about this is like probably about $10. It's print on demand, so it's going to cost, and it's really thin. It goes in my collection of oddball wrestling books, which I also have the Charlie Cruel fictionalized horror story. I got the Lance by Chance book. I got quite a few of these odd. I got Tony Atlas's book. I got a bunch of odd wrestling books. But this one right here. The weird thing is that, by the time like ECW and WCW died, we're left with WWE or F at the time. The only 2 other feds I can think of that had a decent penetration and were all over was XPW. Even if you lived in an area, you could not get the TV show. Aired on a lot, like America One, a lot of low power stations. The DVDs and VHS were in every fucking music store, in every mall, every video store. They were all over the place. They sold a lot. And the only one I could think of that was doing anything like that was getting that kind of penetration, not as much, would be NWA Wildside. Which to me, this was, it was ECW on the West Coast. That's what they explained in the book. Rob Black was going to work with ECW, get them shows in Brazil, and use his production company to make their stuff look better, because at the time ECW, all their stuff was done by RF Video. And then a guy that was working for ECW had worked for Rob or somebody he knew before, didn't like him, and that shit fell through. That's why we got XPW. And I love that he does mention this is what got me into XPW. I think it's what's labeled as Season 2 on the DVD sets. I think it's still part of Season 1, because I want to say it aired every week, so it'd be 52 episodes a season, without reruns. For like 6 months, XPW held no events. No events at all. I'm going to flip this over. That's getting boring looking at that there. Put Barber right there. Look at that. There's Barber. So, like 6 months, no shows at all. But they had a TV show still put out, so it morphed into this really odd, like, nighttime soap opera with deathmatch wrestlers and porn stars. Like, Supreme was running around protecting Christy Miss from something. Chaos was trying to fuck her. Jessica Darlin was there, but she was called just Darlin, and she was white trash Johnny Webb's old lady. But then her husband, Louis Cypher, shows up with like this guy in SMM gear called Tool. It's just weird. And you got Rob Black going nuts, and he's got a little doll on his desk. It's like a little Asian-looking guy he calls Sulu. Then he has a black Santa Claus that he calls something begins with the letter N, Claus, and it's the one that's in the NAACP. You know what I'm saying? If it was in Mexico, it'd be Negro. It's fucked up. And I'm like, holy shit, this is amazing. And I'll be honest, when they went back to showing matches, I'm like, this ain't nearly as good. Like, season 3 of showing, I'm like, it was a one-of-a-kind thing. I don't think we'll ever see anything like that in wrestling again. You never know. Crazy shit happens. Look at, as of filming, we're not even a week away from the Heritage hoax in Vicksburg, which, woo, buddy. Every couple of days, you're hearing more and more about it, and it's like, man. You know what I'm saying? Man, that's some fucked up shit. But hope y'all enjoyed that. Yeah. If you enjoy XPW, like I said, it's about $10 for this copy, but I want to say somebody said the Kindle version is like $5 or $6. You enjoyed XPW, just want to wrestle book 3. It's short. I read this all in like easily one day. I started reading it and laid down on my bed Plan on taking a nap and I finish reading it's not bad. It's worth it if you're a fan of wrestling and of XPW. And who knows, how long it's going to be in print. Who knows how many copies got printed? I don't know if anybody else owns a copy. I ordered it as soon as I found out. Okay, I'm ordering. I got Oddball Wrestling, like the Mississippi Wrestling History book I got. But I'm out. Talk to everybody later.